If you guys like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. My goal is to reach 100 subscribers, and I would greatly appreciate if you guys hit that subscribe button and like the video. And also, I do have social media that you guys can check me out on. You guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I will leave the links to that in the description. But with that being said, let's get right to the video. So today I will be talking about the Milwaukee Bucks, of course, as you can tell by the title. And I feel like the Bucks are one of the more interesting teams to talk about in the NBA Eastern Conference, to be more specific. I made a video, or not a whole video about the Bucks, but I made a part in a video saying how I believe the Bucks have been really underrated, in my opinion, with teams being better like the Nets in Philly, and fans have usually just taken the Bucks out of the conversation, which should really not happen. And I do understand why they have done that. For the past few years, the Bucks have had the first seed and also have struggled in the playoffs, with one year making the Eastern Conference Finals and blowing a 2-0 lead, and then the next year losing in the second round to the underdog Miami Heat, which we all know about that story. But I just want to make the case that the Bucks are one of the more interesting teams to talk about this postseason and for years to come. So right now the Bucks do have a 44-25 record, with that puts them third place in the Eastern Conference behind Brooklyn and Philly, of course. And with them having a huge lead in the standings through 4 through 15, they arguably can be considered one of the best teams in the league. Obviously, you can name other teams that might be better than them. For the ones that come to mind, Lakers when they're actually healthy, Clippers maybe, Nets maybe, Philly you can make an argument for, but you can't name that many teams that can obviously for sure sweep the Bucks. And this roster is pretty interesting to talk about, because obviously with Drew Holiday's extension that has come up this season, actually, that puts their team on lock with Giannis, Chris, and Drew, of course. And with the moves being able to be very limited on this team, I can see issues coming up in the future. I'm going to explain that in a second. But yeah, like I said before, the Bucks have an amazing roster. They had a lot of signing steals in the offseason, in my opinion, with people like Bobby Portis, who's a very underrated signing. I was not expecting this much from him. I remember when I heard about him being signed, I was wondering, is he gonna help? By the way, I'm a Bucks fan, for you guys who don't know, so that's what I'm kind of speaking about. Like, this is my team. But yeah, Bobby Portis was an amazing piece. Interesting piece we signed this season was Justin Jackson, and I do remember him having all right moments, but he was never like a star or anything, of course. But he can be a good player for you if he can actually play well, which he doesn't get minutes consistently. He does struggle a lot, but if he does get minutes, I can see him being successful. But also, we have pieces like Bryn Forbes, a deadly sharpshooter. A lot of people said, oh, he won't play any defense, which is still true, but he is just a deadly sharpshooter, and any team would want a player like Bryn Forbes to be coming off your bench at any time. He can go 7 for 7 from 3 at any time. He does struggle at some points, I can admit, but Bryn Forbes is a bucket. We have Defensive Player of the Year, PJ Tucker. No, that was not an exaggeration. And yeah, PJ was traded for DJ Augustine, a pick, and something else. DJ Wilson. I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna edit that out. That was disrespectful. I'm sorry, DJ, if you're watching this for some reason. But yeah, PJ. I was excited about PJ coming to this team, but he has not had the best season so far, which I'm expecting him more for defense. But I kind of wish he would shoot the ball more often. I kind of wish he would just be that corner shooter, which he still is, but of course he just is not getting as many shots as I was expecting. But he should still be good for us. And the pieces on this team is just very good, and not even talking about the starters with Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, Giannis, Dante, and Brook Lopez, which Brook has been making me very happy recently. He can give you 20 plus on any night, just be a 3-and-D center, basically, I guess you could say, unless you get him on the wing, and we're going to have a few issues. But he can lock down the paint. He can shoot some deep threes. That's an amazing player for this team. And yeah, one player I do want to talk about is Dante. And I'm going to go a little personal here. Dante is one of my favorite players on this team. I just love his game, but he has been struggling a lot at points this season. There's been a stretch of games where he could barely score the ball, and there's been even a game where he just didn't score at all. But he's been picking up recently. I'm not expecting him to score like 20 plus every night, but if he can score 10, get it some rebounds, just play defense, that's really all I want. I just love his potential, and I love him as a player, basically. And some of my friends kind of clown me for that for some reason. But whenever Dante actually plays well, I just be like, yeah, see you, there you go. But yeah, off a personal level, can I see the Bucks winning a championship this year? For sure. Will it actually happen? That's the part I don't know, because at this very moment after tonight's set of games, they will be facing the Knicks as the 6th seed, and I want to say we can beat them, but with the Knicks how they've been playing recently, it's scary, but I'm sure we can beat them, especially with they don't have any playoff success. But this team is just one of the more interesting because people like to just push them off because of past issues, and I don't blame them for that, but Giannis is getting better. Giannis should be winning MVP, but he probably just won't because the media doesn't want to see players win MVP 3 times in a row. It's only happened 3 times, and that might be a biased maybe, but he is better this season though, so if you want to win MVP and get better, that does say something in my opinion. But Nikola is doing amazing, so I'm going to be surprised if he win it. But yeah, I believe the Bucks can make the finals and possibly win it. I don't want that to be a biased statement. I hope it's not. I believe other people will agree with me, but if it is, I'm sorry. But yeah, the Bucks are... I'm going to tell you guys the standings, how it is right now, if they were to actually make it through the... I'm going to do my predictions. This is my predictions. It's not edited. Okay. So, the first time... No, sorry. What am I talking about? So, in the first round, they would be facing the Knicks. Say they move on from that, then they would be facing the 2-7 matchup, which might be Brooklyn and somebody from the play-in, which I'm assuming will be the Celtics. So then they would have to face Brooklyn in the second round, and that's a very hard second round. But see, Philly has it the best because they don't have to run into the Bucks or Nets. They have to run into each other. It's basically whoever has the first seed has the best advantage. Basically, of course, that's usually how it works. But yeah, if let's say they move on from that round, then most likely they would have to face Philly. And yeah, that's not a fun playoff round for us. But if I'm going to say they can do it. Making my official predictions, I want to say they're going to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals because no matter how much, I don't know, it's hard to say because I do believe they can make it to the finals. But I'm trying not to be biased here. I don't know if I just love this team way too much or if I have way too much hope for them. But just making a prediction, I want to say they can make it to the finals. But that might be a bold statement at this point. I don't know. Because I feel like a lot of people are just writing this team off to be bad or not successful because of other situations, especially with our coach, Mike Budenholzer, might be fired if they don't make a deep playoff push, which I heard it was I saw some random statement on whatever. It said, depending on where the Bucks actually make it in the playoffs, that raises the chances of Mike Budenholzer, or raises the percentage of him actually being fired. So if they made it to the first, or if they don't make it past the first round, he's gone for sure. Second round, it's a maybe, depending on who they face. If they make it to the third round, he's probably safe. In the finals, he's for sure safe. But yeah, with that being said, I am really interested to see what comes from this team in the future, and I'm very excited because the future is looking bright. We got Giannis on that Supermax extension. we're chilling. I hope so. But yeah, with that being said, that'll be the end of today's video. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And I need you guys to leave a comment just so I know I'm not being biased. What do you think about this Bucks season? How far do you think they can go? Do you see any success coming from this team? I just really want to know. So I know I'm just not being biased, basically. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love every single one of you, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.